Hi guys, I'm Andrew and welcome back to the Fragrance Explorer. So today we're going to be talking about my favourite fragrances for men in the office. If that's something you're interested in, then stay tuned for more. So what we're looking for in a men's office fragrance. Mainly you want something that's clean, something that's professional, something that's not too heavy, too dense, too attention grabbing, because after all you don't want to be choking out your colleagues. You want to be getting some nice compliments and to enhance your professionalism. You're not looking to be over the top and get attention where it's not wanted. So I've got 4 fragrances today that I believe attack that in different directions. So on to the first one. The first fragrance we're going to be talking about today is Prada's L'Homme. So this fragrance was released back in 2016. It was produced by Prada's in-house perfumer Daniela Andrier. It's no toilette concentration. As you can see from the bottle, it's a nice clear fronted design with a silver metallic inlay. It's got this faux Santorini leather, I believe it's called, on the back. And the curvature fits really nicely in the hand. It's a very nice looking fragrance. So Prada L'Homme is a iris heavy fragrance. It's quite widely believed that it was spawned from Dior Homme, bringing iris into the mainstream men's perfumery. It's an eau de toilette concentration, and it retails for around £45 to £50 for this 50ml bottle, although you can get it slightly cheaper at discounters. It's a very clean, very professional scent. It's quite light, which makes it fantastic all year round. It works very well in the summer, but also in the cold winter months it's strong enough and projects enough to still get you noticed. So let's look at the note breakdown for Prada L'Homme. So in the opening you've got neroli and violet, in the heart you've got geranium, iris and pepper, and in the base you've got cedarwood, patchouli and amber. So let's see what it smells like. Very good sprayer. It's not quite the standard of a Dior sprayer, for example, but you get a good amount of juice. It's well distributed. So off the top you get this lovely soft iris note that's brightened up by the neroli, which is the blossom of the orange tree. It's very clean, it's very professional. Prada's well known for their soapy fragrance, if you want to call them that. And it kind of smells like luxury hand soap, not in an old-fashioned way, but it's very clean, it's very professional. This would be fantastic if you're the kind of person that wears a suit to work. It's not going to dominate your outfit, it's just more of an enhancement. It's going to get you a good amount of compliments from people, but it's not going to offend anyone, so it's a great balance of that. So in the dry down, that lightness that comes from the iris and the neroli at the start dies away, and you're left with this slightly woody creaminess that's coming from cedarwood or sandalwood in the base, and a bit of warmth and sweetness coming from the amber. But it's not a cloying sweetness, it's not an artificial sweetness, it's very nice and warm. So I think this would be fantastic for anybody that's looking to promote a clean, professional version of themselves. Or even if you're the kind of person that doesn't like to wear fragrance in the office because you don't think it's the right thing to do, this is not going to come across as you wearing like a shower gel fragrance or your very traditional masculine scent. So performance wise, it's an average performer. I'd say I get a good 1 to 2 hours of decent projection, so kind of arm reach, so people in your general area will get it. It needs a nice sillage behind you. It's not too strong, so you're not going to get it way over the side of the office. And overall, in terms of longevity, I probably get 6 to 7 hours. Whilst a lot of fragrances you might think you want, say, 8 or 9 hours plus, otherwise it's a bad fragrance. Actually, if you think how long your work day is, 6 to 7 hours is perfect. You put it on before you go, it lasts you most of the day. If you want a little top up for lunch, you can do that, or if not, it's perfect. You don't need one that lasts 10 to 12 hours realistically. So the next fragrance I'm going to be talking about is Tom Ford's Beau de Jour. So, Tom Ford's Beau de Jour. This was originally released in the 2018 Private Blend collection, which is Tom Ford's more upmarket, expensive fragrances that come in the very iconic little bottles. For some reason, I don't think it sold very well, or maybe it didn't sell very well at that price point. It was placed around £160–170 for 50ml, which is quite a lot for some people. So in 2019, he re-released it in this signature line bottle. This is the 100ml version, but you can get it in 50ml as well. 50ml retails around £85 and 100ml retails about £115. So again, much better value in the 100ml. So let's have a look at the notes. This opens up with lavender in the top. In the middle you've got rosemary, geranium and oak moss and basil. And in the base you've got patchouli, amber and musk. So this is a more modern, very classic, very clean take on a slightly old-fashioned fougere DNA. Whereas Prada L'Homme is kind of clean and soapy, this is more aromatic and sharp. If you're the kind of person again that wears a suit or wears something that's quite formal in the workplace, this works fantastically well. Let's have a see what it smells like. Again, very good atomizer, good distribution, good amount of juice. So right off the top, what you get is that huge note of lavender. It's very fresh, it's very invigorating, it's very masculine. Kind of coming at the back, you've got herbaceous quality, which is coming from the mixture of the rosemary and the basil together. The oak moss gives it that almost chypre feeling. It dries it out, it doesn't have too much sweetness in it. So in the dry down you've got a little bit of lavender, but it's softened off from the slightly sharp opening that you've got. You've got an earthiness, but not a dark gothic patchouli. It's kind of more clean and fresh and a bit green. The oak moss is still there, giving you that dryness, but it's a very pleasant, fresh, clean scent. So to the bottle, we've got a beautifully clean, elegant, ridged glass bottle with a green juice inside, which kind of gives you an idea of the herbaceous lavender quality that it has. It's sophisticated, it's understated, and it looks perfect on your desk or your mandrel or wherever you keep your fragrances. So next up, we're going to look at Dior Sauvage. This is easily one of the most iconic, best known, well loved fragrance releases of the 2010s. It came out in 2015 from the house of Dior. It was perfumed by their in-house perfumer François de Marchi. Here we've got the eau de toilette version. Again, there's an eau de parfum versions which are slightly spicier and denser. Personally, I wouldn't recommend those for the office because they're a little bit too dense, a bit too sweet and not too appropriate. But what Sauvage does very well is it gives you a fresh citrus opening that is useful, it's playful, it's not too sweet and cloying, but it's fun. If you work in a casual office or if you don't really work in an office environment, it's more the kind of thing that if you're trying to get compliments from your co-workers, not necessarily from your boss, it does that great. So price wise, this sits around £50 to £55 for 50ml, making it good value for money. Again, you can get some good discounts off this. I've seen this as low as about £40–45 for this 60ml bottle, which is really good value for money. So in the notes, we've got Szechuan pepper and bergamot at the top. In the heart, we've got lavender and geranium, and in the base, we've got vetiver, patchouli, and ambroxan. Let's have a see how it smells. Wow. So, if you don't know already, Dior make, in my opinion, the best sprays and the best atomizers in the market. They've got a beautiful mist, you can control it really well. So if you want to have a massive blast or you want to have a really soft blast, you can really control it. So off the top, you're getting this sharp, citrus metallic combination, which is coming from the bergamot, slightly spicy pepper note, but it's not spicy in the way that you'd get, say, cardamom or cinnamon, for example. It's quite a fresh spice. It's very much a it hits you in the nostrils kind of smell, but in a pleasant way. It's not a very natural smelling fragrance, so if you prefer things that smell like nature, I wouldn't say this is the kind of fragrance for you, but it's very youthful. It's got this kind of semi-sweet nature about it that makes it fun and playful, but it's not too cloyingly sweet again, which makes it quite good for the office. So in the dry down, what we get is a slightly woody, synthetic, sweet combination, which is probably coming from the use of ambroxan. And you're still getting this kind of metallic aldehydic note, which I assume is a mixture of the geranium and the lavender combined. But it's quite, I would say it's quite unique to Sauvage, but it's been replicated in Prada's Luna Rossa Carbon and in most of the blue fragrances nowadays, like YSL Eau de Parfum, and even in Versace Dylan Blue. So out of this and Prada L'Homme, both the Eau de Toilettes, I find that this on my skin is the stronger performer. It's just got this formulation that leaps out at you. It kind of grabs attention. It's not too boisterous, but it's there to get you noticed. For a lot of people, this is more of a kind of a clubbing, a casual scent. But as I say, if you don't work in too formal a workplace, if you're looking to more get compliments from your colleagues and your boss, then I think it could work very well. So last but not least, let's not forget talking about Jeremy Fragrance's Office for Men. So I don't own the full bottle, this is just a decant from Fragrance Samples UK. If anyone's looking to get fragrance samples in the UK, I really recommend them. Service is great. I believe he's got a YouTube channel as well, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I believe he's got somewhere in the region of 600-700 fragrances, everything from more high-end designers all the way up to like Xerjoff, Tom Ford, Frederic Malle. So if you're looking to try more expensive fragrances, you don't need to go and blind buy £150 on a bottle. You can pay, I think this cost me about £3 for a milliliter, including the poster, which is fantastic value for money. So this was created by the one and only, the rather controversial Jeremy Fragrance. So if you don't know already who Jeremy Fragrance is, he is the biggest YouTuber that's into fragrance reviews. He started his channel about, I think, 5-6 years ago, and he's either just hit or was about to hit 1 million followers, which is a pretty astounding effort. He's quite a Marmite personality. Some people either love him or you hate him, but by all means go check his channel out and see what you think. So after years and years of reviewing fragrances, seeing what worked for him, seeing what he liked, seeing what he didn't like, he teamed up with Alberto Morillas, who's a legendary perfumer, made some real classics such as Armani's Acqua di Gio, Calvin Klein 1, which everyone's either smelt, I think, or you probably smelt fragrances that have been inspired by them as well. So this is quite an expensive fragrance. It retails, I believe, £165 for a 100ml bottle. It's Eau de Parfum concentration. But on the upside, Jeremy's website often has discounts and deals on. So for a long time he was doing buy one get one free. So £80-85 for 100ml isn't bad. You can, but I think that's become a little bit too popular, and now I think you buy 4 and you get 2 free. So it's not great value for money. So let's have a look at the notes in Office for Men. So in the top we've got bergamot and ambroxan. In the heart you've got woodsy notes, amber, geranium and ambergris. And in the base you've got musk, patchouli and more woods. So let's have a see what it smells like. Obviously I can't comment on the spray because this is not the retail bottle, so it's just a nice little sample. So off the top of this, what you get is a very nice, high quality, juicy bergamot citrusy note. That ambroxan's there, that slightly synthetic, sweet, woody note just jumps off the strip at you. Floral notes, not sure if I see them personally, but what you get is it's very clean, it's not too sweet, it's not too dry. I think generally this fragrance would work a lot better for someone that's kind of in their 20s and their 30s, maybe not so appropriate for someone slightly older. You might want something that's a bit more classic, that's a bit more dry and well-rounded, but in terms of technical perfumery, it's a very, very good, it's a fantastic scent even. It's nice and clean, and after all, this was what Jeremy believed that the best office fragrance for men was, hence the name. So if we look at the dry down, so the dry down and the opening are really reminiscent of Roja Parfum's Elysium, the Parfum Cologne version. I haven't smelled the original Parfum version, just the Parfum Cologne. You get that really juicy sweetness, and in the base you get a nice, clean, musky, woody scent. So in terms of performance and longevity, it's a strong projector. It's quite similar to Dior Sauvage, so I probably get on my skin 2.5 hours of good projection, strong projection, so anyone within 5 or 6 feet of you will smell you. It's up to you to decide if you feel like that's too much projection in the office. Personally, I prefer something that's a little bit more dialed back in, but I still think it does the job very well. As I said, it's more youthful. It would work well dressed up, but it's not as good of a dressed up scent as, say, Prada L'Homme is. It's a bit of a compromise, so for me personally, it sits somewhere between the cleanness and the freshness of Prada's L'Homme and the slightly more youthful, playful feel that you get from Sauvage. So it's an interesting fragrance in that sense. But for that price, personally, if you paid it at full retail, it's not worth £165. I'm sorry. You've got lots of fragrances in this that do just as good a job, in my opinion, for half or even a third of the money. So that brings me on to my final thoughts for today's best office fragrances for men list. At number 4, I've got Dior Sauvage. So as much as I enjoy the scent for casual wear, personally for me, I don't think it's got the same clean professional feel that I look for in an office scent. So it's number 4. In number 3, we've got, well, excuse the sample, but Fragrance One's Office Men. I think it's a very nice, very clean scent. It's a compliment monster, but for me, it's not very creative and it's too overpriced to be a really good fragrance. So on to the top 2. So as much as I love this fragrance, Prada L'Homme is my number 2 spot. It's a beautiful bottle and a beautiful clean smell, very professional, as I said, and I love that iris note in it. But it's not unique enough for me. I think a lot of men now are getting into the iris note, whether it's Dior Homme, Prada L'Homme line, or Valentino Uomo's line. So yeah, it's just not special enough or unique enough for me. So that leaves our number 1 spot, which is Tom Ford's Beau de Jour. I think this is such a classic, beautiful scent. It's a really feel-good scent, so it works well for me in the office because if I'm stressed or if I'm having a bad day, just the smell of this and everything goes away. It's very clean, it's professional in a slightly different way, but I think it will get you noticed. It will get you good compliments from your workers, and your boss is going to think you smell like an 18-year-old in the club. So yeah, Tom Ford Beau de Jour is my best office fragrance. So thanks for taking time to watch this. I hope you're staying safe, and I'll see you soon. Till next time, bye.